So we have Phil Spencer going out there talking about not only the Activision Blizzard deal, but also other studios they might be investing in, not to mention new content, developers, everything. There was a massive interview with Phil Spencer talking about all these things, and I have to say, he revealed a lot of stuff that is for the future of gaming, but also what other publishers and studios might be doing in the gaming industry. Let's get into everything because there's a lot to talk about here. Alright, so you know the drill. If you like the content, hit that subscribe button and that like button. And if you want to be notified on future videos, hit that small little bell icon. And if you want to go that extra mile to support the channel, hit that join button. All the support is greatly appreciated. Alright, so we all know who Phil Spencer is, right? I mean, he's the leader of Xbox. He's been running it for a long time. He's the CEO of gaming and all of Microsoft. And to be quite honest, he's kind of the person that saved Xbox from basically utter failure. And I'm talking about the Xbox One generation. He has really turned it around and made that Xbox team a lot better than what it was when it launched during the Xbox One. But overall, the one thing that he's always put a stamp on is expanding what Xbox is. He's always talked about it not just being a console, not just being just one single thing. He's talked about it being something more than that. And that's what's been going on. I mean, they've bought Bethesda, and now they're in talks to be buying Activision Blizzard, which is going through all the litigations and everything across the entire world because of how big of a $70 billion acquisition this is going to be. And in fact, he gives us an update on this deal because, let's be real, it's one of the most talked about things in gaming, and I feel like everybody around the industry is just kind of waiting to see what's happening. Let's get into the article and also what he had to say directly in this interview. Microsoft Corp's Phil Spencer, Chief Executive Officer of Gaming, said he's encouraged by the progress made in discussions with regulators examining the software giant's almost $70 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard Inc. I feel good about the progress that we've been making, but I go into the process supportive of people who maybe aren't as close to the gaming industry asking good, hard questions about what is our intent. What does this mean? If you play it out over 5 years, is this constricting a market? Is it growing a market? Spencer said in an interview with Emily Chang for Bloomberg Studio 1.0. I've never done a $70 billion deal, so I don't know what my confidence means, Spencer said. I will say the discussions we've been having seem positive. If Microsoft gets approved to acquire the maker of video games like Call of Duty and Candy Crush, it will inherit the legacy of allegations that Activision unpaid women, allowed sexism and harassment to go unpunished. Activision said it is trying to address the issues, and Spencer has said Microsoft examined Activision's plans to clean up its act before agreeing to the deal in January. And this is where everything is going into place. You got to understand, it's not just the litigations, it's not just, oh, where the game's going to go, it's also the work environment that Activision Blizzard has built over the last 20 years. Are they going to clean that up? Is Microsoft willing to take on that of basically helping Activision clean everything up and make it a safe work environment? And yeah, Microsoft is willing to do that. They're willing to work with unions, they're willing to work with people in the industry, and not to mention working with developers that have these complaints, and that's a good thing. It's not so much as a burden anymore. It's something that just needs to be done because it's the right thing to do. And that's why they're going to be going into this. And not to mention, they're still going to have to deal with questions of, hey, where are these games going to go? What about exclusivity? What about this? What about that? All these questions are coming up during these litigations, during all of these countries that are asking Microsoft these questions. Because I'm going to be honest with you, this isn't just about, oh, we're going to get all these games exclusive to the Xbox. No, this is about a team of lawyers, an army of lawyers going out there talking to every single legislation, every single country, trying to get this thing done. This is a massive, massive intake for Microsoft. Not to mention, they got to take on all those payrolls. This is a big move, and like Phil Spencer said, they've never done this before. They've never done a $70 billion acquisition. He's never been ahead of that. So he's learning as they're going. And while it is positive, and while some people like Saudi Arabia have given the approval to this acquisition, it's going to take a lot more time and a lot more money for Microsoft to get this done. But the one thing that they always talk about is competition. What does this mean for other publishers? What does it mean for somebody like the PlayStation or somebody like Nintendo or any other publisher out there that wants to play these games for their ecosystem? And that's what he talks about when he brings up exclusivity and everything else right here. Spencer, who pledged to make Call of Duty available for the rival Sony PlayStation at least for some period of time, said the idea of games made exclusively for one device is something we're just going to see less and less of. Maybe you happen in your household to buy an Xbox and I buy a PlayStation and our kids want to play together and they can't because we bought the wrong piece of plastic to plug into our television, he said. We really love to be able to bring more players and reducing friction, making people feel safe, secure when they're playing, allowing them to find their friends, play with their friends, regardless of what device. I think in the long run, that is good for this industry. And maybe in the short run, there's some people in some companies that don't love it, but I think we get over the hump and see where this industry can continue to grow. It proves out to be true. And that is something that is insane to me, because you got to think about this. Games like Multiverses is cross-save, cross-platform. I'm able to jump on my Xbox, which I think I have like 30 to 40 or not 50 hours on my Xbox, but I also have almost 25 hours of that game on my Steam account because I'm able to play it wherever and whenever I want, and I take all my progression with me. I get to move my battle pass forward no matter where I go. That gets me excited for the future of gaming. Call of Duty is the same way. You have an Activision account, you just put a friend request to your buddies out there, and bam, you're able to play cross-play. That's what I want, and that's what the industry should want, and that's what Sony should be doing more often. And especially since they're bringing out a lot of their games to the PC, they've also even started doing the PC website for PlayStation games once Spider-Man launched. You could go there, check out all the games that they have on PC, and bam, you can have it there. Yet, they're not doing cross-trophy or cross-play or any of that or cross-buy yet. I'm sure that's going to come later on down the line once they get their infrastructure worked out, but this is something that Xbox has been working toward for years, and I'm talking about multiple years. You got to remember that there hasn't really been an Xbox console exclusive for years now, since about 2016, 2017. Everything is coming to PC, and that's the words that Phil Spencer talks about, is that they do not want to have one device be exclusive. So yeah, what he's saying is true. It's going to come to Xbox, it's going to come to the PC, and it's going to come to your phone or cloud device. That is 3 different devices you can use to play Xbox games, because Xbox isn't just a console anymore, and it's never going to be just a console. You're an Xbox gamer no matter where you play, as long as you're in their ecosystem. And that's what Sony's going to be doing later on. And that's why the Call of Duty thing and all that is a huge deal. And it's why whatever studio they buy next is going to be going the same route, which is something they talk about right here. While Microsoft is focused on completing the Activision acquisition, Spencer said he remains on the hunt for more content, whether by investing in new games, partnerships, or further deals. Xbox wants to add content and creators in the regions of the globe where it's less strong. I'm always thinking about things that add to our capability, he said. Even though we've worked on our geographic expansion, I'd still say we have too many of our creators in places that are our traditional markets. And let's be real, we know what he's talking about. He's talking about Japanese studios. He's talking about other studios around the globe. And I think that everybody's starting to talk about Sega again and how they have that deal, and how they're talking to other studios like crazy because they're trying to just get more content into Game Pass. And that's exactly what's happening. Xbox right now is building relationships with studios across the globe. And that does include Japan, and does include other areas that are maybe not that strong in developers, but they want to grow the talent within those studios and within those areas so they can have a good well of creativity to reach into and grab for the greater good of what Xbox is trying to do, which is get more games into more people's hands. We got to understand, 3 billion people aren't just coming from one region. It's coming from across the entire world. And that's what they're going to be trying to do. And don't get me wrong, I think that the Activision Blizzard deal is going to help tremendously by reaching that number, because the mobile gaming itself is going to give them a huge jump in active users. Then you throw Call of Duty in, World of Warcraft, and all those other games that Blizzard and Activision make, and you have a pretty big giant on your hand. But mostly, I'm looking forward to seeing what other new games and partnerships they want to make, what further deals they want to talk about, because this is the first time in what feels like forever that Phil Spencer talks about maybe even getting new deals with other studios and buying them while the Activision Blizzard deal is still going through. So this shows confidence beyond a shadow of a doubt that they feel like, hey, maybe this deal is going to go through. Maybe we are going to get Activision Blizzard, and over time we get to look at other studios and publishers that we can bring into the Xbox ecosystem, because we're not making things on one piece of plastic. We're not keeping it on the Series X. We're not keeping it on a console. We're bringing it to more gamers and more consumers at a better price than the competitors. That's the whole thing. It's about the consumers and it's about competition. And so far, Xbox right now has the best price, the best competition, and they're going to start bringing out some of the best games we've seen. Right now, Sony has dominated 2022. Xbox hasn't really done that much in 2022, but I think starting next year, things are going to start turning around. I think Xbox needs to start dropping games. I think they need to get this deal done so they can move forward with what they want to do with Activision Blizzard. And I think they're still talking to other studios and publishers while waiting for the Activision Blizzard deal to finish and get through. Once that's done, I'm not going to be shocked when I see them talking to more studios, more publishers in the months leading up to after Activision is done and it's signed through. Let's hope that happens, because right now, gaming news is starting to pick up, games are starting to drop, and you know what? This holiday season is looking pretty good for me. I'm looking forward to Gotham Knights and all these other games coming out, but I'm also looking forward to the Activision Blizzard deal being done because I want to move forward with it. Plus, I want all my Call of Duties and all my games in Game Pass. Call me greedy, but hey, I'm a greedy gamer. But let me know what you think about this. Are you surprised with what Phil Spencer had to say? Did you think that he was going to come out and talk about the Activision Blizzard deal? Do you think his confidence shows that the deal is probably going to go through, or do you see him talking about other studios and other deals as an indication that they're not afraid that Activision Blizzard deal is going to get blocked? Or do you think that they are talking to other studios and things might move forward with other publishers or studios in the near future? Go down below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button to support us out the channel more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. Plus, I love interacting with everyone there, so get on Twitter and let's talk about gaming. Also, follow me on Xbox Live. My gamertag is Zalker87, just like my channel name. See what games I'm playing, and let's compete in achievements for the month. So right now, you guessed it, I've been playing nothing but Spider-Man and, of course, Multiverses. I do have to say, Spider-Man on the PC is just so good. It's making me want to go back and play all the other PlayStation games on PC because I get to play them with, one, the Xbox controller, and two, mouse and keyboard depending. So like Days Gone, I would play with mouse and keyboard because you have to aim and shoot, and I like doing that with mouse and keyboard better. Then I go over to God of War or something like Spider-Man, and I just feel so much better with the Xbox controller in my hand because it's the controller I prefer, and it just feels better there. Not to mention all the graphic fidelity. I have a 3090, so it just looks great there. I can't wait till Sony starts dropping their games day and date on PC, because then I'm going to be playing them like crazy there. And of course, Multiverses is one of the best games to come out this year, so I'm playing a bunch of games, getting my MMR up, and just having a blast with that. So let me know what you're playing. Are you playing something on your Xbox Series X, your PS5, or are you on your PC playing something? Go down below and let me know, because that's what we're here for. It's to talk games. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.